What is up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nickel City Rush Hour. Jake, it's been a while. We're supposed to be going live every Wednesday and Sunday. My apologies to you and the rest of the channel. Was under the weather this Wednesday and still a little bit under the weather, but I couldn't miss another episode. So how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, Mike. And you know what? It's the off season. It's all good. Listen, you're trying to get yourself ready for this upcoming year. I get it. You had to prep for this big show tonight. We're doing a little bit of a mock draft here. We got the Jets also representing a little bit tonight, so that'll be fun. So I'm doing great. I'm excited for this one. It's gonna be good.
This is going to be fun. So this is our second mock draft that we've done on the Rush Hour. I know the AFC East Summit Show has been doing quite a bit, also draft prospects and stuff like that. So we'll remind everyone when that show is a little bit later. But we also have with us, he couldn't make it live, but he's behind the scenes. He's in the green room. He's enjoying some of those beautiful chicken wings, some great buffalo pizza. DK from the DKBxJets channel, representing the Jets tonight. He's behind the scenes. He's going to be feeding us some information. There you see him in the live chat as well. We are going to be drafting for both the Bills and the Jets. Going to be interesting. Going to be a lot of fun. There are some rules to the trades. Each GM, Jake is the GM of the Buffalo Bills tonight. I'm just his assistant. He hired me. I came reasonably priced. Sometimes, Jake, he's set in his ways. Maybe I can talk him off of something, but I'm just here to assist. He ultimately makes the picks. And then DK behind the scenes will be telling us what he thinks based on the offers that come up. We're going to be using Pro Football's mock draft simulator. I feel it's a little bit better, or I like it better than PFF. PFF, there's pros and cons to both, but you'll see. I'll talk why I prefer this one. So let's see who we got on the channel. We got Trek Viewer jumping in. I don't know if he's still out there. He says cut Cam Lewis and draft Cam Hart, who you saw that. Talk to me a little bit about this Cam Hart gentleman.
Yeah, replace one Cam with another Cam, right, Truck Reviewer? At least his last name won't be Lewis this time around. So I still don't know what Truck Reviewer's beef is with Cam Lewis, but I will say this. If we were to take Cam Hart, I think he could be a late day 2, early day 3 pick. This kid is out of Notre Dame. He could play in the nickel. He could play outside. He's 6'2", 207, Mike. He's a really good tackler. He's physical. I think if there's any tape you want to turn on with Cam Hart, it's probably the Ohio State tape. I watched a little bit of that, and I was very, very impressed. I think this kid is an absolute stud, and he will be a steal for any team that takes him in those later rounds. So it is a possibility. I think, the Bills right now, they have a decision to make on whether they want to bring back Dane Jackson. So Cam Hart, maybe a possibility, is a guy that we take in the 3rd or 4th round just to add some more corner depth. And that's a guy that's going to see some time on special teams. And, maybe he does take Cam Lewis's spot as well, Trek Reviewer.
And that would hurt me. I still think even if they picked him, Cam is so cheap. I mean, he's going to get the minimum, and he does so much for the team. I just don't see how they won't bring him back again. But we'll see when we get there. I don't know if I already said the rules of the trades. Did I?
You have not. No.
Okay. So the rules of the trades: each GM can make up to 3. They can make up to 3 per round. If they counter another team's offer, that counts as one of those requests. There's no players, like we're not going to be trading Steph Diggs today for some picks. No, it's all about trading draft stock. So let's get into it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let me bring it up here.
Now, hold on. I just got to bring up this comment because whenever anyone tells me I look like Josh Allen, I always got to just put it on just to show proof, because a lot of people think I'm crazy. I'm like, listen, I have people out there that say I look like Josh Allen. My closest family members, some people see it, some people do not. My wife still doesn't see it. I've been trying to convince her, but I'm going to just pull it up every single time someone puts it in the chat. I'm going to pull it up on the show. Don't you worry. And I'm going to let her know. I'm going to go to that timestamp. We should make a special timestamp for Jake Podger, Josh Allen look-alike. Just that little timestamp every show. I love it, Trek Reviewer. I appreciate you.
I love it. I can do that.
Also
I can actually put chapters.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Also makes a good point here. Yeah, so I mentioned it a little bit. He could play nickel or really outside. I think nickel definitely serves him well just because he's got the size there. And this is a dude, you worry about guys like Travis Kelce and, these tight ends that are essentially wide receivers for teams. I mean, Cam Hart is a reliable option for that. He's bigger than Taron Johnson, too. Taron Johnson's only like 5'9". And while he is one of the more elite nickel corners in the league, I know there's been some rumors out there. They're talking about maybe the Bills getting rid of Taron Johnson and parting ways and moving on, which would be insane, but it would save us with some cap room. But my gut feeling is saying, hey, Taron Johnson is the future. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer essentially told him that this is his defense. So there's no way in hell that I think the Bills are getting rid of him. But I do think in the future, it's an option.
All right, good stuff. You know how I feel about TJ. He's one of my favorites. So
Absolutely.
he's just the playmaker when it matters. So let's bring up the Josh
Good,
has the
Roy.
better.
Hey, I appreciate
Owens
that. Listen,
mustache.
I've already talked about my mustache. Like if I were just to go with the mustache, I talked actually Andre Reed, who I talked to about this because I asked him. I
Yeah.
said, "What do you think, Andre?" You know, well, he first asked me. He started off by saying, "Jake, you ever do Movember?" And I said, "The problem is, I have done Movember, and it only lasted maybe a good 3 hours till my wife came home and saw me with just a mustache because I got like this blondish hair. Right? If I shave everything and just keep the stash, I kind of look like Jeffrey Dahmer. So it is not good." And she said, you have to shave that immediately because you will not be taking our daughter to any playgrounds. And I don't want to be seen with you in public. And I said, fair enough. You got me there. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're going to have to keep the full beard. And I appreciate that, Roy.
She brought the hammer down. I love it. I love it.
Did. She did.
So one thing, guys, when we start this draft, it actually is not like PFF. It actually starts right away. So I'm going to pause it as we go through it because Jake and DK, you can make moves. I mean, I'm not thinking DK is going to want to make a move to jump up. He doesn't really. He doesn't have the Jets don't have a second rounder, but he could. So I'm going to pause it, and then Jake, you and I can decide. For me, my first thing I'm going to put out there is Byron. What's his escaping my
Byron
name?
Murphy?
Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy
Yep.
is by far the top guy on defensive tackle. And I
Yeah.
feel I've done enough of these mocks. Although Brett says he gets them all the time at 28. I've never had him slip to 28. Maybe once early on, maybe like a week or
I
two
did the
ago.
one time on our AFC
I know,
Summit
I
show,
know. The
which was
first
insane.
one. And when
Yeah.
you took him, I thought to myself, why is Jake taking a defensive tackle when all he's been talking about is wide receiver, wide receiver? Well, the wide receiver room is deep. It's deep this draft. And I think you could even go to, even a third round, you could probably find a good one. But I'm feeling like if you're going to go D tackle, you need to go early. So we may have to make a choice, Jake. Let me ask you this. When would you like me to pause in the first round after we get through the Jets pick? You want to pause around 19, 20 to see where things are and see if we want to make that move up the board to try to go for him if he's still there?
I think so. Yeah, I think
okay.
that's good. Right in the teens, just as it's about to end, because you may still have other guys like Brian Thomas on the board as well, Mike. And that's a guy I'd maybe be willing to trade up for. So
Okay.
I'm fired up for this. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, let's go here. So let's start this thing off. And
he's saying Vontae Davis. Vontae Davis, listen now, Vontae Davis, by the way, Trek reviewer, he was a Pro Bowl corner. And honestly, when he was with the Bills, he wasn't that bad. But, and one thing I will say, if you ever go and listen to Trey White talk about that scenario, Trey does such a funny impression of Vontae Davis. It's the funniest thing in the world. There's a YouTube clip of it somewhere out there, but wild.
Yeah, Trek Reviewer says, I'd be willing to roll the dice on Sweat and take him in the first round. The only thing about Sweat, I've been doing a lot of research on him. Again, he's like a big Ted Washington, and he's not going to be an he's not going to be a 3-down player. There's going to be some conditioning issues there, I think. But if you're good with him, I mean, he's a mountain. I mean, you want to shut down the run, you're going to shut down the run. You want to take those doubles off of Ed Oliver. Fantastic. So we'll talk about that when we get to our pick here. But I've looked at him and I've taken him in some of my mocks as well. I wouldn't hate that in the first round. But let's see what happens here. So I've paused the draft. Of course, Caleb Williams is taken off the board. It's been interesting. I mean, Caleb Williams I've seen him anywhere from 1 through 3 lately on the mock drafts. Is there anything that's happened recently that might make him not the top guy? Did I see something where he had like a 3 interception game? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing with him, I think he didn't live up to the expectations in terms of like wins and losses at USC. You know, you figure with Caleb Williams and Lincoln Riley, they should have been in the Natty this year. I mean, they together, quarterback guru, coach, offensive genius, right? You put him with Caleb Williams, who has some decent weapons. I'm not going to say he has the best weapons in the world. Their offensive line struggled. Now, they did have some issues there, but I think people just set the bar very high for that, and the fact that he didn't get him there, that's why there's that little bit of uncertainty still. I think Caleb Williams is a pretty damn good quarterback. Do I think he's the best in this year's draft class? Absolutely not. But the Bears are in a situation where they have basically put all their chips in the middle, and I think there is no chance in hell that they go with any other prospect other than Caleb Williams. I think that is their pick. They're sticking to it, and that's that.
All right, Roy's saying he doesn't think it's a good idea to move up this year. So we'll
I
check
would
the
agree
board,
with that, Roy. I would agree with
though.
that. I think if the right player is available, maybe such as I think if you're trading up, it should be for a receiver. I'm not willing to make the move for Byron Murphy there, Mike, just because I feel like receiver is still the first need. So I'm willing to bide my time with the defensive lineman. But if a receiver, for whatever reason, falls a little bit more than they should, I think the Bills have to make a decision there, and then maybe they think about trading up. But that's the only way I'm doing it is if it is for a wide receiver, not for any other position.
All right. Well, I'll see if I can, again, I'm your assistant today. I'll be giving you some information on what I think, and you could take it or leave it. All right, let's roll here. So this is the nice thing about pro football, the NFL mock draft simulator. When you pause, you can still see who's available. You can search for players, and you'll see everyone that's there. When you pause it in PFF, you don't have that ability. So unless you're keeping track in your mind who's the left, you're not going to know. So let's roll here. So let's get it going here. Of course, Caleb Williams off the board. No real surprise there. Let's see. Let's move on. Drake May. Marvin Harrison, again, no surprise there. I think there's been a lot of talk whether or not, the Patriots were to go for a quarterback, but I think they'd be crazy, especially with those two taking off. Is there any other quarterback you see that they could potentially take here instead of taking a guy like a generational talent like Marvin Harrison?
I've seen Jaden Daniels mocked to them before, but I have a feeling, I don't know, there's just a little inkling that maybe the Patriots are in on those Justin Fields sweepstakes. So I think no matter what, they probably should go Marvin Harrison Jr. here. It makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I mean, you get a generational talent. And how funny is that? So you had the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady rivalry back in the day, right? But guess who was on those Colts teams? Marvin Harrison. So his son going to essentially one of his rival teams here in the draft. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there was some news this week for those that were living under a rock. The cap has went up, right? The cap is went up to 30 million to like 255 million now. Bills are still 41 million over the cap, but that was kind of a nice surprise, and it was a surprise to us. But they have been talking about it last year. They felt that the cap would go up this year, and it certainly did. But a $30 million jump, I don't know if anyone saw that. Maybe some of those GMs did. Certainly going to help a lot of teams. DK, I don't know your situation, so if you can maybe tell us in the chat there what the current cap space is for the Jets. Are they going to be big players in free agency? Jake and I have been saying, we don't see the Bills making any big splash plays in the free agency, but you never know. There's definitely going to be some fillers there. So let's get going here. So Marvin Harrison, DK, you let me know. I'm going to go a couple more, pause it, and see if you want to make any moves. I'm not thinking you will, but let's go here. Let's go a couple more. There's Jaden Daniels. He consistently goes to the Falcons in most of the mocks I've been doing. So that's very interesting. Any surprises so far for you, Jake?
No, I don't think so. I think Terrion Arnold is a really good cornerback prospect. Honestly, in my opinion, he's the best in the class. So no, that makes a lot of sense there going to San Diego, Los Angeles there. No, I think this is really aligning with what I would expect these teams to take.
Yeah, the top two tackles off the board, Joe Alt and Fashanu. I mean, no surprise there. By the way, a little bit of rumors. New York Giants potentially looking at Gabe Davis. Just heard that.
I've seen a Stephon Diggs rumor as well, too, Mike, about looking to trade for him as well. So that's interesting.
Yeah. It's funny whenever Diggs is on social media, I saw him speaking to Kay Adams. He was there. And again, he's just like he never just says, I'm going to be with the Bills. I want to be with the Bills. He never puts it out there. So, of course, people are always going to talk about it when you do that. Sometimes he says, I'm tired of talking about it. I've told you guys. But hey, just take the time and say it one more time.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with it. I feel like he's kind of buying into all this too. He's just kind of leaning into the whole drama surrounding it. And I like Steph a lot. I mean, I'm grateful for what he's done as a Buffalo Bill, but all of this other stuff, the sideshow stuff, it's just annoying to me. He could put this question to bed in 3 words. Or I mean, a couple sentences, just one sentence even. He could just say, "Listen, I'm committed to being a Buffalo Bill right now." That's all he has to say. But he doesn't specifically say that. And then you have guys like Josh Allen coming out and defending him and saying he loves Steph and this, that, and other. I don't really hear Steph talk about Josh like that. So
Never.
I don't love that. That's a captain on our team. And again, I have a lot of loves for Steph, but I feel like that's why this situation has been spun more out of control than it should be, So that's where I'm at with it.
We got Trek Viewer asking what what are the Giants' second round picks? So maybe you can look that up here as we get to the first pick for us, which is the Jets. And here we go. We got a call coming in from the New York Jets organization. I'm sorry, from the Giants. And they want to trade, they want to offer up the 39th pick, which is second round. And
yeah, that's 2 second rounders.
2 second round picks, 39th and 47th. So that answers your question, Track Reviewer. They're also offering you a 70th pick, a 108, and a second rounder in 2025. You have multiple offers. Let's go here. We got another call coming in. Check out all your offers, man. I knew you were going to get a ton of offers. KC willing to give up the house here. They want you to go to 32, first round towards the end, 64th pick, second round, and 95th. And then they're offering up their second and third round. Jake, who the heck is KC? You know what KC's wanting? They want that wide receiver, man. You know that.
Of course they do. Yeah.
It's got to be the case. And then we got a third one. Oh, my goodness. Detroit saying, I'll give you the 29th. I'll give you a second rounder. I'll give you a third rounder. And I'll give you my second round pick in 2025. So right away, DK's coming in. He's saying reject the Giants. All right. And by the way, DK, whether you want to use the live chat or the private chat, just put the message in there. So we're going to reject that one. What do you think, Jake? Man, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't go for that. I wouldn't go for that just because you're not getting a first round pick out of it. I understand you're getting 2 seconds, but you need at least a first rounder. So I agree with you on this, DKB.
All right. So let's reject that one. GM DK saying no deal. Pick 32 from KC, first rounder, but
oh, you see this? Right. Hold on now.
What we got here?
He's saying he wants to go status quo, but let's get crazy. It's farther than I wanted to drop, but let's take the Lions trade. Ooh.
Oh, all right. Let's move over here.
All right.
So you're going to get the 29th pick. You're going to get a second rounder, third rounder, and the second round pick for the Detroit Lions in 2025. Pretty darn good. All right, we're going to accept that. Here we go. Let's see. Who do you think the Lions are going to take at this spot?
I could see them going with an edge here. I think they're going to go with Latu.
All right, let's go. Let's roll it.
Oh, they're going Rome Odunze. Wow, just adding the rich get richer. They get Jamison Williams.
Oh, my goodness.
They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Wow. I mean, that's all right. How about it? This is like the Matt Millen era right now.
Right at 19, like we talked about, Jake. All right. So there's a lot of good studs out there. I mean, Byron Murphy's still out there. Jackson Powers Johnson, a guy that Sean loves.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be very happy with him. You obviously got some amazing wide receivers still out there, but I think the wide receivers, let's take a look at those. You got Brian Thomas, Adonai Mitchell, McConkey, Worthy, Troy Franklin. I really like Troy Franklin, by the way.
I do too.
Really like him. He's fast.
So does my dad, as he says here.
Yeah. I didn't see that. So thank you for saying that. I love that there. So, Jake, any moves you want to make at this point? I mean, Brian, we talked about it here. Byron Murphy. Now, let me just say this to you. I know you had said early on before we started the draft that he's not someone you're willing to trade up for. And I'm kind of curious why, because he is that player who can, Ed Oliver needs some help there. And he can stop the run. He can bring pressure. He's a sideline guy. The dude just motors. And you talked about him the first time you picked him at 28 in your first mock draft. This guy, I mean, I'm just picturing that, and I believe there's going to be a fantastic wide receiver still available. There's a bunch out there. Any reason why? Any reason why you wouldn't want to make the move for Mr. Byron Murphy? He's an every down guy.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm going to stick to my guns here because I said the only reason I would really trade up is for a wide receiver. Now, I do see Brian Thomas is on the board, and I think there is potential that a team left here, such as the Miami Dolphins or even the Houston Texans, could take him. So I would be curious to see. I mean, can we go maybe 2 more picks?
Yep. Let's do it. Seeing what the channel's out there. Roy saying no, don't do it.
Yeah.
And DK saying slight overpayment for the Lions, but I think trade value matches up.
And Sean's going to be pissed at me because he really wants Jackson Powers Johnson. So he's going to have issues with me not trading up to get him because I feel like he will fall to the Dolphins here at 21.
Yeah.
But let's take a look.
All right. Let's see here. Let's go one more. And then you said one more, right?
Let's go 2. Let's see what the Dolphins do.
All right.
Oh, so he goes to Pittsburgh, and the Dolphins go Cooper DeJean. Interesting, they list him at safety here. All right.
So JPJ taken by the Steelers. Didn't think he'd last. Okay.
Yeah.
So our guys are still, I mean, all options kind of still on the table for us. You like Brian Thomas? Who
I mean, here's the thing, too. So Brian Thomas is the receiver out of LSU. So I highlighted him last week, actually. I really, really like the kid. He's got incredible ball skills. And I think, when you talk about what the Bills need as an offensive threat at the wide receiver position, a guy that can get separation, this dude will have no issues with that. He's also 6'4", Mike. He's 6'4", 205. So while he is a little bit skinnier, I think he can add some weight onto that frame. And the dude's a vertical threat. He's got incredible ball skills, like I said. And surprisingly, really good in open field, just with his cuts and his ability to get some yak.
You got all those players after him too. I mean, you got Troy Franklin that we talked about. Your dad just mentioned Mitchell, Xavier Worthy, who you mocked in your first draft as well. You still got your guy out there who you've been talking my ear off about, Xavier Leggett.
So much.
So, all right, I think you're ready to move.
I think we resume it. Let's see what we get at 28. I'm actually not going to move up here. Yeah.
Okay. We'll probably get some calls.
Wow. And look at that. So now we're in a position. Wow.
Got a couple calls. Call coming in from Tennessee.
Okay.
In New England. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
By the way, I meant to say this, so since I remember now, I'm going to say it now. If you haven't checked out DKB's channel, go check it out. The description is the link to his channel is in the description of our video. He's also one of the awesome channels that we listed. And Jake, every now and then, I like to listen to what our other teams, the teams that we compete against, are doing. So I like to find a podcast that I enjoy on those teams. So, for instance, the Dolphins, TD Fins, Miss Fins. I actually, believe it or not, like to listen to Arrowhead Addicts on the Chiefs.
Yeah,
I think those guys keep it real. And they bring some good stuff. So I'd like to listen to those teams that we're always competing against. And DK has that Jet side of things covered. So good stuff there. So check out a show. So there we go. We got a New England offer. Let's go back to our first offer here. Jake, Tennessee saying, I'm going to give you a second rounder, but I'll give you my first round pick next year.
No, I'm not going to take that. I think it's this year or bust. Like, I want to acquire more picks this year, if anything. So I'm not willing to push it off another year and get another first round pick. I'm not doing that. So I'm going to reject that right away.
You can counter. I'm just saying too, you can counter if you just like, you're stuck. You're like 28. I'm not moving, Mike. I want this guy right now.
I mean, Brian Thomas is available, right?
I know.
This is who I talked about.
So
I feel like I just want to take. He's not going to last that much longer.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, shoot, DKB could potentially even take Brian Thomas here if he wants.
I know.
So I kind of want to go and take Brian Thomas, to be honest with you. I'm going to reject both. Now, I will say this New England trade is interesting because we move back 6 picks. We get an early second rounder here, and then we're going to get an additional third rounder with the 68th pick. So while that isn't horrible, our guy's on the board, and I feel like he is in jeopardy of being taken by the Jets. He's in jeopardy of being taken by the Chiefs. So I think you're going to reject this one and go take Brian Thomas right now.
All right.
There he is.
Oh, you want Brian Thomas, not Murphy.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute. You got both of them, buddy. I thought you were saying Murphy.
Wow.
Channel, we need some help here.
This throws a loop into things now, doesn't it?
So Brett's been saying this. He's been falling to him. I'm like, I haven't seen him fall to 28. So this is a surprise. He fell to you on your first mock draft.
Wow.
This is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one. What's the channel thinking out there as well?
Yeah, this is rough because I said this, right? I would wait to see what's available at 28, and if for whatever reason Byron Murphy slips to 28, which is wild. This dude's a generation of talent at the defensive tackle position. We have one defensive tackle under contract in Eddie Oliver right now, Mike. And we still got a ton of talent left on the board in guys. I mean, guys that we can get in the second round that we could even move up for if we needed to.
Yes.
You're talking Xavier Worthy, even Xavier Leggett, too, who would probably be an early second rounder at this point. I think we have to go and take Byron Murphy here. This is a case where I think this is the only exception I'm going to make here, right? I want a receiver in the first round, but the fact that this dude lasted this long is absolutely wild. So to me, I'm going to have to take him.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him here in a little bit for you. But to answer Trek reviewers, where's Sweat ranked? So I've been hearing, I mean, I've seen some people mock him in the first, second, and third. So to answer your question, right here, he's the I think that's the 44th.
This is also tempting too. This is also really tempting too because T'Vondre Sweat has the size and the motor, and this dude, he's gonna run anticipating to run like a 5 flat for his 40 at 362. Are you kidding me?
And he's gonna fall flat down out of needing the oxygen tank.
And I get it. Listen, I understand, you look great in shorts. You could do all the workouts, but really, what are you going to do for me on the field? I mean, his tape was impressive, but Byron Murphy's tape is even more impressive. And this dude was taking on double teams, and his pad level, you're just not going to beat that. I mean, this dude plays at another level. I highly encourage you. I know, Trek Reviewer, you're very high on T'Vondre Sweat. I highly encourage you, if you haven't done it, watch Byron Murphy's tape, man. This dude is legit. So I'm going to take him here. I'm doing it.
We're going to take him. And Jake, when you drafted him, I was like, who's this guy? Like I said, why is Jake taking him when he's been talking to my receiver? I researched this dude. I'm all about him now. Let's go. There we go. Pick us in. Byron Murphy, welcome to the Buffalo Bills. Right away now, we got the Jets, and here we go. We got the phone is ringing again. Jets getting a lot of calls today from the Niners now. They're saying, hey, drop down 2 spots, and I'll give you a 4th for next year. Or Chicago saying, hey, I'll give you a 3rd rounder. And then next year, 2nd, 2 seconds they're giving up. And a 3rd.
Yeah, I see that. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
So 2025, though, too, you got to remember. But
yeah. Wow. It's next year. But my goodness, that's tempting. What's DK saying? He's got to he's ready to make a pick, I'm sure.
So he wants to see top O-line left.
Okay, will do. And I'm just going to go through the other offers here. Big 51, and that was 2. So let me hide that for right now. And what's he want to see? Top what?
Top O-lineman left. Probably offensive tackle, I'm guessing. Tyler Guyton, that would be a good get for you guys there. He's probably the 4th or 5th best tackle in this class and worthy of a first-round pick. But I'm not going to stir you one way or the other.
Yeah. Yes.
But I mean, I don't think Mekhi Becton's coming back as a New York Jet. Obviously, Dwayne Brown, they're probably over him. He's 39 years old. I love Dwayne Brown. Hell of a player back in his heyday, but he's not the guy. And Billy Turner sure as hell ain't the guy. So you got to get yourself a left tackle.
6'7", 326.
Yeah, he's good.
Oklahoma guy. Is JPJ? No, he went in the first round. DK actually went with the 20th overall pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers took him.
Yep.
Jake and I had a chance to move up the board and get him, but we can't do that.
Yeah, Sean is not going to be happy with me
He's
on that.
not.
Yeah. So DKB, yeah, he went at 20 to the Steelers there.
Let's go, Tyler Guyton.
I like it. This is a great pick for you, man. I think you did awesome. You move back and you get a guy with top 15 potential, in my opinion. I think he's only falling just because the other dudes ahead of him are just even a little bit better.
All right.
Good pick.
The 29th pick overall, the New York Jets take Tyler Guyton. Welcome to the New York Jets. Let's move on.
DeBrickashaw Ferguson 2.0 for you right there.
All right, so Jake, we have
let's pause right at like 40.
All right.
Yeah, so we saw Lab McConkey go there. Oh no, Devondre.
Oh, there he goes.
Okay. Not that I don't think that's my first thought is to go for Devondre Sweat just because we took Byron Murphy.
Right.
Malachi Corley going to Minnesota. Let's take a look at the receivers available here, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Now we saw the Giants. The Giants are willing to part with that 47th overall pick because they do have 2 second-rounders. So they may be a trade partner there. And I feel like whether it's Xavier Worthy, Troy Franklin, or Xavier Leggett, they should be available at that pick. Now, I don't know if they're going to last until, what do we have here, 50, 58, something like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one we're at next. So is it, what are we at, 20?
60, I'm sorry. We're actually at pick 60.
60? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, yeah, and
Weston,
you guys gone? And
Weston joining us here, too. He said Adonai Mitchell at 32. Yeah. So, Weston, shout out to you. Thank you for joining us tonight, brother. I know he's a big Chiefs fan. He loves that pick. I think that's a great get for you guys, too. I mean, fantastic work there. Bigger receiver, too. This whole class of first-round receivers this year, Mike, 6'3", 6'4", all of them. Just monsters. Specimens.
Yeah, Weston, what are you thinking about the rumors that the front runners Chiefs for Mike Evans?
Yeah, crazy.
Game over if that happens.
Honestly.
All right, let's see here. So, Jake, we got Worthy. We got Franklin, who I've been talking about. Your dad's talking about. I love this kid. He's big. He's fast. And again, if you want to, he's extremely fast. A little bit on the lighter side, which I think the other guy.
I want you to highlight right after they talk about at 6'2" and 170, highlight from then on.
Yeah.
This is what we need. Okay. This is what we've been missing. This is what Gabe Davis honestly couldn't really do, is that first part. Easily create separation on his routes. Now, Gabe did have some yak ability for sure, but and this is no disrespect to Gabe. I thought he was, a good receiver, just a little inconsistent at times. This is what the Bills offense has been missing. So I am all for getting Troy Franklin if he's available. So I think we wait until pick 47, Mike, and we offer the New York Giants something.
Okay. Let's move forward here. You said 47?
Yep.
All right here.
Perfect.
You want to offer the Giants something. And
so
Worthy was taken now off the board.
Worthy was taken, and so was Troy Franklin. But my guy, Xavier Leggett, is on the board. And I'm not sure if he's going to last to 60. I know he's the 72nd ranked player, but to me, I think he's worth trading up for.
You want to make an offer?
Let's make an offer.
Give him a call. Want to make an offer with the Giants? You're hoping Dable will accommodate us.
So to go back to his Rolodex here, he didn't talk to some of the guys back in Buffalo. Yep.
There we go.
All right, so let's see here. I think we trade pick 60. Or let me think about this. Do we want to keep that pick somehow? So the Giants, they have two
offers you can make in the round.
The Giants do have 2 second-round picks this year. This 47th pick is their second-round pick. So let's keep pick 60 because I would like to see if we can get a guy here and then get another guy in the second round. So let's keep that pick. I'm willing to part with 100. And then let's throw in next year's Do we throw in next year's? Let's do next year's 3rd and 4th.
Okay.
Let's see what they do.
That's it. 100.
And let's try to get their. Let's
that's it,
get
like
something more. Let's squeeze more out of this. Let's see if we can get their 185 too.
Get their 185.
Yeah.
All right. Make the call. See what they say. Confirm that. That's what we got.
Do it. Yep.
I told you this site's a little tougher with their.
Yeah. Okay. Let's run that back, and maybe we just remove that 185 and we go with the 3 picks for their second. So 100, next year's 3rd, and next year's 4th. And if that doesn't work, then I say we go next year's 2nd and like next year's 4th or something.
So you still want to retain our 60th?
Yeah, let's keep
still
60.
Trying to hold on to that.
Yep, I would like to if we can.
And you want just their 47th, just their current pick. All right.
Roy doesn't like this. He's trying to talk me off a ledge here.
Or
he's just saying bad trade, like as a rebuttal to what happened on that last proposal. Mike, how do you feel about this? Talk me off a ledge if I'm doing something wrong here.
Giving up next year's 3rd and 4th is a little rough. I think so. The wide receivers are going quickly, and now we still have Johnny Wilson, who Trek Reviewer will be extremely happy. I did some film on him. 6'7", pretty fast guy, good route runner. He's got some problems with drops. Reminded me when I heard that a little bit of Gabe. But you got Roman Wilson, who really showed up well in the Senior Bowl. But 72. I mean, it's a risk. I don't know if I would make that move. You're only giving up. You're giving up the 100, which is our 3rd round pick, and we're getting their pick right now. And you're trying to keep. I don't think they're going to do this. If it were me, oh man, because we need a receiver, buddy. I'm with you. We need a receiver,
and we need a number 1.
We do.
To me, the only number 1 left on the board right now is Xavier Leggett. He is the only guy that's going to be a number 1. I think Roman Wilson can be, but he's fringe to me still. And I like Jalen McMillan. I like Tez Walker. I like Johnny Wilson. But to me, watching all these guys tape, Xavier Leggett stood out to me the most. And I get that he was a late bloomer in college, and that's probably the biggest knock on him right now, was that he is still somewhat raw. The dude just came off a 1,200-yard season, and he is, in my opinion, second to none with his second burst on the field. Talk about a guy that can get yak and a guy that's fast as hell. Xavier Leggett, man. I mean, in his frame, the dude is 6'1", 223, and boy, he can go up and get it himself. So I'm a huge fan, and I got to stick with this.
Well, let me just say, because Roy's making me double, think about this. Is he that good, Jake? I mean, he's projected as the 72nd overall. He's been ranked. I mean, giving up a 3rd and 4th next year. Think about this. When the time comes to draft next year, Bills Mafia is going to be upset. Can you believe Podger gave away a 3rd and 4th this year?
You're right. This is a good point, Roy. Maybe what we do is we got pick 159, 162 there. Okay. Maybe we give up.
Why not swap the 60th, Jake? I mean, it's still a 2nd round pick. Give them our 2nd round pick. We'll take their 2nd round pick, and then throw some of this other frosting in play here.
I just would like to have 2 2nd rounders. I think that'd be awesome because you can go get him, and then you can get your safety there, Mike.
All right.
At 60,
we can try.
You
got 2 more offers you can make. So you got this one and one more.
So let's keep 100 there. Let's uncheck next year's 4th.
Okay.
And let's give up 159. And then maybe we give up one of those 200 picks, maybe 202 or 198 even.
You want 198?
Yeah.
Okay. Roy's still saying no. How about you? How about you don't trade up for this far? Are you ready?
I know. But you think he's still there? I mean, do you think he goes? I think the Giants. There's potential that he can go to the Giants here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially if the rumor has it they're looking at Gabe.
Let's hear what the chat. So, Wump Donkey loves it. Weston saying I would give up maybe 159 or 162 and package it with either next year third or fourth. I like what Roy said. I mean, you're getting rid of both third and fourth next year. So I don't know if I want to do that. I think
So
we had a lot of
from
picks.
that. You're only giving
Yeah.
up the third now.
Right. So I think I'm okay
Weston
with
likes that. Jersey Boy says bold move.
I love it.
There's other good receivers available.
Yeah, but Roy, I just don't believe that these other guys are number ones. I think Xavier Leggett is, man. I really do. I think if Steph is still a Bill, I think Xavier is 1B to 1A here, and he's going to be the eventual successor there. So that's how confident I feel about it, and that's why I'm ready to sell the house a little bit for this.
Yeah, remember, if this trade goes through, we got the 47th pick and the 60th, 2 second-round picks. So
and then there's another position that I just mentioned. Safety is another concern
huge on my list.
So you can go and get your safety at 60. That's who's still a second-round pick here. So I think we propose it. Let's do it.
Let's propose it. I don't think they're going to take
a lot,
but let's see. There we go. There you go. All that, and they're like sticking to the guns. Like, no, they want something bigger. I think we roll if we have one more chance. But I don't know. What do you think, buddy? I think we just roll with it. You could make one more trade. You want to try one more time?
One more.
All right, let's try it. Get 3 per round.
Because I don't think he survives past 50. To be honest with you.
Okay. So let's go next, and we'll go to.
And I feel like the Giants, because they have the 2 second rounders, they might be more apt to accept one. Although it's really not showing here. All right, let's go 47.
Hey, Roy, let me just say this. For us, this is the real deal because this blueprint is going to be shared with Bean. We're going to send this to him afterwards, and this is how you're going to get it done.
Let's send this.
Yeah, let's do it. The team that we want. So we're taking this very serious.
I'm going to forward this right to the Bills front office.
Exactly. I mean, shoot, you can walk it over from your office. Just walk it.
Yeah, I could.
5 minutes away, drop it off.
Yeah.
So very serious, Roy. Very serious.
I mean, they could just search us on YouTube and see this, but I agree. I mean, physical copies.
Here's your last opportunity to make a trade.
Okay.
In the first round. I'm sorry.
I'm not parting with that 60th pick. I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Let's go 100. And let's go next year's second.
Ooh. I think they're going to jump at that.
I think so.
Record View saying, Leggett is not that good. I would go Johnny Wilson and Brendan Rice over him. Don't forget, that is true. Brendan Rice. I mean, he's got the GOAT as his father. He's got that in his bloodline, and he's dang good as well. You better.
I think Xavier Leggett is DK Metcalf 2.0. To be honest,
he's what 6'1". He's 220 something, I think, and runs. Was it 4.3s? Is he one of those speedster guys?
Who's that?
Xavier Leggett.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's rumors he ran a 4.28, but that's probably hand time. So roughly 0.15 to 0.2 seconds off. He'll probably run high 4.3s in my opinion.
All right. Well, we got. I just want to go to the channel here. I love it. He says Jake needs to be in the Chiefs front office because he's aggressive, and that's their motto. And DK saying Johnny's very overrated in my opinion. So
I love his frame. The dude is huge. He just has some concentration issues, and I think that's why you're seeing him fall a little bit on these boards. But very capable receiver. And hey, Tracker Bureau, who's to say I'm not going to go nab him in the third if I can? Well, actually, I won't be, but I definitely won't be because if
they accept this offer, you got your 60th pick. I'm pretty sure they'll still be there if you want.
That's true.
But there's some other. I mean, I didn't even ask you guys, and we should have started with that. Who you're looking at from for these 4 rounds? What positions you want to fill? For me, it's definitely defensive tackle. It's safety for sure. It's edge potentially, and wide receiver.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd be okay with taking 2 receivers and within day 2 and day 3.
Brett's saying, hey, 2025 third round pick, give it to him, 129, 162, and 47.
I don't think they're going to go for
I don't think they're going to take
it.
This is our last opportunity, Brett.
Let's do it. Let's roll with this.
All right, let's see.
Here we go.
Survey says, all right. So look at all that time, and they're like, there you go. I think Roy called somebody over there at the Giant front office and said, do not take that offer. Do not.
So now, are these the only trades we can propose with the Giants? Can I propose more trades like
No,
if we get to okay.
you're gonna have some offers come our way, but
Yeah.
that was it. That was your third and final for this round. Every
Damn.
round you get 3. So
All
let's
right.
roll here. Cross your fingers. There we go, channel. You asked for it, you got it.
Look at Darius Robinson going there too. That's crazy.
By the way, remind me to look at the Chiefs. We got Chiefs guys in here, friends of ours, so we got to make sure we're checking who the Chiefs are taking. Oh, broke your heart, my friend. Let's take a look at that.
Oh, that's brutal.
Oh,
Brutal. Wow.
I'll tell you
The fact
what.
that he lasted to 58, that was pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Brandon Dorless at 57 too. That dude's a stud.
Who did
We
the
talked
Chiefs?
about
Let
him.
me just go back real quick here. I just want to see. Oh, they don't have an easy way to scroll up there. We'll look at it
Was
afterwards.
that Talise Fuaga? Where did he go? I'm sorry. Was
We're
he
just
late 20s? He had to have been. Okay. Yeah, never mind. I thought it showed him in the second round. I'm like, what? No way.
that's right. I wanted to show the Chiefs. The Chiefs took Mitchell. And they're still
next to New England. Did you see that?
next to New. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So they've got now their generation wide receiver. They got that
Right.
potential new quarterback for them.
Yep.
Great job there. So let's see here. Boy, let's drop it down. Calls are in.
Man.
I'm sure you don't want to take. Let's take a look. Who do we got? We got Roman Wilson and Johnny Wilson, and you got a couple other guys: J. McMillan, Devontae Walker. And these guys, the problem with him, I don't like the size on Roman Wilson. 5'10", 188. Not a fan of that at all.
Joe McMillan's nice. I do like him.
Yeah.
But the thing with, I mean, they put this well. He's not overly fast. He's not going to create the separation. He's more shifty than that. So to me, he's not that guy either. Tez Walker's interesting.
Dude,
he is.
I'm tempted. I'm telling you, I'm tempted like Brendan Rice.
Jermaine Burton too is interesting.
So Brendan Rice, I think he's over 6 feet.
Yeah, he is 6'3". He's like 6'3", 220-ish.
If I saw correctly, correct me if I saw it correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. He runs the high 4.3s. I think he's got the burners as well.
Yeah, I know he's a return man, so I do know that he's fast. That's for damn sure. I don't know. I like him. Obviously, he's got bloodlines, but I think he's definitely a day 3 guy. I don't think he's going to be. I wouldn't take him in round 2.
Okay. Let's see here. I know Trek Reviewer's going crazy. He's screaming, "Hammer, hammer Johnny." He's saying, "Hammer Johnny."
Let's see what safeties are available.
That's another thing. Yes, let's take a look at safety. Yeah. I tell you what, I got some favorites over here. My favorite is still there. Kalen Bullock. I really believe this guy's going to move up the board. Have you watched film on him? Jake, did you see him in games?
I like this kid a lot. I do.
He's 190. I think he's 6'3". He's a ball hawk. Yep. Just makes plays, and my goodness, not afraid to get out in the run game as well. Put on a few more pounds, but even 190 is not bad. But put on a few more pounds, get near 200, and perfect.
Yeah. Wow.
Let's see here.
I'm really gutted about that Xavier Leggett pick, man. That just 2 picks before us there, just unbelievable.
Let's see here. So Weston saying, as long as the Raiders, Bronco, and Chargers don't get anything good, I'm good. I don't think Rice is a 34.
4.3 he meant, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what he's going to run. He is a great return man, though.
I think he was talking at the 34th pick when we were looking. Was that?
Oh, no, then he corrected. He said 4.3.
Oh, okay. Got it. 4.3 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malik Washington, Weston, that dude put up insane stats at Virginia, but he's a little bit smaller than I'd like.
We do got to look at edge here.
For sure. Jonah Ellis is a nice pick. Javon Solomon, I talked a little bit about him on one of our shows too. I really like that kid. I think he's pro ready, but I think we can maybe get him in the 3rd round. So Jonah Ellis, I think, would be worthy of a pick here. Oh, man. Wow. I'm really, just not happy about this receiver. group
The
here.
get-go and two before us really hurt.
Yeah, and I think people are going to lose their minds when they see us not take a receiver here because I'm not willing to take any of those guys right now, to be honest with you. To be honest, I think we go safety and we take your boy, Caleb Bullock.
I'm good with that. I know people are going to be upset, but please check out the film on him. Check out what everyone's talking about from SC. Let's see if they got any notes here. 6'2", 175. Actually, I thought he was 190.
No, he's definitely heavier than 175. There's no way.
Right? I mean, that concerns me a little bit if that's the deal. But I don't think so. Let me double
check. He gives
me
he's like a taller, in my opinion, he's like a taller Bob Sanders. So if he's anything like that, I'd be fired up.
All right. Let's see let's see here.
Roy just said start over. And Wumtunky agrees. He'd go edge or safety.
Okay.
Yeah, Malik Washington is, like I said, he put up insane stats at Virginia. But to me, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a number one. He's more of a slot guy, if anything.
I love it. All right. It's tough. I mean, there's a lot of pressure.
How I feel
there's
right
a lot
now,
of pressure. Roy, you say it's just a mock. No, in our minds, this is the real deal. There's going to be a lot of pressure for Mafia. Fire
Podger.
Here we go.
Wrong Texas. Yeah, I mean, I got us into a situation here, didn't I? This is pretty rough. This is pretty rough. The fact that we didn't get my boy, Xavier Leggett, and I was willing to sell the house. We offered 3 different trades, and none of them worked.
Well, the problem was you wanted to stick with the 60th. That's the only thing I think that might have worked. You had to give up that second rounder, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyhow, it is what it is. Like Roy says, it's just a mock. Let's take Caleb Bullock. There we go. Pick us in. I don't know how Bills Mafia is feeling about this. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm feeling
losing
pretty good
their
about
minds.
it, honestly. Here we go.
I think we are for the value that we're getting. Yeah.
You could have traded up with. Yeah, we had options. I mean, if we would have gone a little bit further down, but again, you're taking that risk. If you really want a guy, you want to go get him if you think he's going to be taken. And
I didn't think he'd last to 50. I thought maybe the Giants would have taken him.
Yeah, where did we actually? So we were trying to trade with
they got
the
actually.
Giants, right?
Wow, Michael Penix. They did get Ladd McConkey, didn't they? The Giants.
I think so.
They did.
Let's see. Yes.
Shoot. Well, that's on me for not knowing who they took. I just saw you were scrolling. Wow. All right. Well,
with the 60th pick in the 2024 draft, the Buffalo Bills welcome Caleb Bullock, safety from USC. Listen to the fan cheering that one. Oh, okay, the Jets now. They're at 61. And again, they're getting some calls here. They've been getting a lot of calls in this draft. 61. They got just one offer. Can I see defensive tackle? Absolutely. Let's hide this here real quick. I don't think you're taking, well, they're giving up their second and fourth. I don't think you're going to want to take that, but maybe. Let's see. That's up to you, DK. But let's take a look at the defensive tackles. Chris Jenkins, I really like. Braden Fisk, I really like.
Yeah, you got some good defensive.
He's been moving up the board.
Dwayne Carter, Mason Smith. I really like that.
Let me see who are my top edge guys were that I listed. Let's see here.
I agree with that. Michael Hall Jr. That would be a really nice pick for you guys. Surprised he's still on the board, to be honest. At 61, crazy.
All right, is that who he wants to go with? Is that the move?
It does sound like it. I don't know, though.
He's running to the podium.
Oh, running to the podium. So I would say yes.
With the 61st pick in the 2024 draft, the New York Jets take defensive tackle Michael Hall from Ohio State.
Beautiful.
Welcome to the team. All right. The fans, the Mafia, is still booing. They're still booing. And I'll tell you what, Jake's going to put it on the assistant GM, sort of like sort of us with Frazier, letting Frazier go.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the heat from McDermott. I'm going to take the heat for Jake on this one.
We could have gotten Brian Thomas in the first round, Mike. Unbelievable. But we took Byron Murphy. I'm okay with that.
I'm still happy with that. And I'm happy.
I am too.
Look at our defense. I mean, look, we got our line. Him and Ed Oliver. Can you imagine? and then you got a nice young safety who can start. I'm telling you,
well, I
Bullock's going
mean,
to be impressive.
what's the reason why we lost that Chiefs game?
Yeah.
Was it really? I mean, when you really break it down, the defense couldn't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Right?
They couldn't.
So
we didn't bring
as
any.
long as Jay is
we didn't
17's
touch
quarterback.
I think we touched Mahomes one time in a game. I think it was a group. Yeah. He got close to him, and that was it. Didn't put him on the ground at all that game. Well, we might have put him on the ground, but no sacks. All right, so the Jets. Let's see, DK. Thinking wide receiver here. You want to reject this trade offer from Dallas? They're offering you an 87th, and they're actually giving you. They want your 257th, which is way back, and they're giving you a third rounder. What do you say?
Wait a second, he's running past the podium holding his butt.
I'm gonna put this on hide. You're still out there, and you were saying you want to take a look at wide receiver. Oh boy.
Oh, he did put in the private mic. He says Devontae Walker. He didn't have a great Senior Bowl showing, but he's the reason Drake's May's season turned around when he won his NCAA appeal. Potential high-end wide receiver 2 for us on an offense where he's probably 3rd or 4th in targets year 1. Yeah, I think that's fair.
192. Beautiful.
Yep.
That's who he's going to take?
Yep.
All right.
Devontae Walker.
Pick is in. With the 72nd pick. Wow, they got back-to-back picks here. Man, nice move on the.
He made a great trade. Yeah.
Fire Jake, actually fire Mike, and bring over DK for the Bills GM.
Right.
All right. With the 72nd pick, the Jets take Devontae Walker, wide receiver from North Carolina.
Take a look at guards here, he says in the chat here.
Again, here comes Dallas. They're making a call. They're wanting that. They still haven't gotten off the phone with you. They're still hanging around. They're offering up the same deal. 87 pick and a 3rd rounder next. But let's hide this real quick. And he's saying, who is you want to look at? Guards, yep. All right. Here we go.
He said no to the trade to Dallas.
Let me bring up that trade offer. And we're going to say no to Dallas. Philly's coming in. Similar. I think the other one was better. So I'm assuming you're going to want to reject that one as well for Philly. I want to make that assumption there. All right.
Yeah.
Guards. Any thoughts on the guards that are still up there?
Dom Pooney he's like 6'5", 320. He's got great size. He's athletic. I haven't watched a ton of tape on him, but I do like that prospect for you guys. He can move. I think he fits your scheme pretty well. Brandon Coleman wouldn't be bad. Christian Mahogany, I think he's more day 3 guy. But reminds me of actually a former Jet, Damian Woody, Christian Mahogany. And they both went to Boston College, so isn't that fitting?
A lot of pressure on the Jets fan base. Actually pretty happy, I think. Let's take a look while we're waiting for the pick to come in. Let's take a look at who's been picked so far. So on the Bills side, 28, Byron Murphy, 2nd, and Kalen Bullock. Both positions we really needed, Jake. Both positions.
They fill needs. They definitely do.
And they just don't fill needs. They're elite.
They're starters. They're probably day 1 starter. Both are day 1 starters, which that's what you want to see.
And over there on the Jets, they've taken offensive tackle Tyler Guyton, Michael Hall, defensive tackle, and Devontae Walker, wide receiver from North Carolina.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
So
is Jason Brownlee your guy starting number 2 right now? DKB? Because I know he was getting some more playing time.
He's saying it's a reach, but Kansas Dominic.
No, I don't think this is a reach at all. I think this is a great move for you. He's super athletic. The dude can literally play anywhere on the offensive line. Like I said, 6'5", 320. I haven't watched a ton of his tape, but I think he's a good prospect there. I think that would be a good get for you guys. And he's not going to be available on your next round there. So to me, I feel like this is a good spot.
All right, with the 73rd pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the New York Jets take Dominic Pooney. Is that how you say his name?
Yep.
All right, there we go.
Good pick. That's a good pick.
I'll check
Future
the
my Trotter.
Weston out there for you. Chad, if you watch this on the rewatch, we'll see. Ooh, so the Chiefs just took Max Melton, cornerback.
Wow.
I wish there was a way you can pick a team and just see everyone they picked. That was their second round. Oh, actually, that's their third pick. Who did they take in the second round? Let's see here. Do they have a second round?
I don't think they do.
They didn't. Maybe they made a move. All right. Let's continue on here. Zoom that draft.
Oh boy.
This is it, Jake. This is gonna make or break this deal here.
It really is. Look at Cam Hurt going 96.
Oh,
and there goes Johnny Wilson.
No.
Trek reviewer is done. He's unsubscribing.
Oh my goodness.
He's never watching another show again.
Oh my goodness. We're not going to take this pick at all. I mean, let's look at first. I mean, don't ever say never, but let's look.
Roy, yeah. I mean, if we sign Darnell Savage, yeah, he doesn't do much for us, does he? Because Jordan Porter, I feel like, is going to stay. He could be a cap casualty thing, but yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I'm just checking out the positions we need. Edge. We can check a receiver. Oh goodness.
Brendan Rice. Jermaine Burton too. I wouldn't mind. There.
What do you guys think? I mean, if you're gonna go for, if you wanted someone with speed, you wanted someone with height, why would you not take a Brendan Rice at this point? If that's what you wanted, Jake.
I like Brendan Rice. I do. Ricky Pearsall, that's another name.
Can't leave for next to nothing.
How about that? Oh man. Wow. I'm a little do we go Brendan Rice here? Just so we know for a fact that we at least took a receiver on day 2.
The son of the greatest wide receiver to ever play.
Son of the greatest wide receiver, maybe the greatest football player to ever play the game.
Yeah. And I mean, he's been doing fantastic at SC. I think this year was it this
year? He's raw. He's raw.
Yeah.
He had like 800 yards receiving this year, 700, 800 yards. Got good size. He's got good speed. I don't know.
Just imagine Dad in his ear all the time. Dad's in his ear.
Wouldn't that be cool? Jerry Rice comes and teaches the Bills receivers up, coaches them up in training camp or something. That would be. I mean, you talk about a guy that can maybe even still strap the pads on. Jerry Rice. This dude had over 1,200 receiving yards at age 40. That's nuts. No one's ever done that, ever. This guy played in 4 different decades. Let's take Brendan Rice here. Let's take him. Let's take him. You got me sold.
I'm excited about this pick, actually.
We're going
with the 100th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. The Buffalo Bills take Brendan Rice. Let's go. Now we can when to expect.
I think Trek Reviewer likes that pick. I think he'll like that pick.
I hope so.
He did want to probably see if Audric Estime was available. Yeah, he did say Notre Dame's running back. I did not look. I'm sorry. My number one priority there, though, Trek Reviewer, I had to take a receiver. I had to. Just for my own well-being.
Yep. And again, I think I don't know what that has. I mean, the round we got him in, where we got him, I think you should be super excited when you consider the other players that we got.
Yeah.
And there's DK. DK was trying to, he put that out there early. He's not worthy of where we were going to talk about him earlier. He wanted us to just steer away from him.
For sure. It's all just mind games here, right?
I'm extremely excited about that pick. Okay.
He wants to take a look at quarterbacks.
You got it, sir. So what's the situation? Is Zach Wilson still under contract?
I think he is, right? Technically.
So I'm kind of curious. I'm asking DK. I know you're gonna have to send that in the chat. What's up, Chad? Good to see you out there, sir.
Chad, always a pleasure.
Yes, sir. A lot going on here. A lot of pressure. Yes, and on his way out. Yeah, as expected. All right, let's get the quarterback for you.
He's afraid that I'm afraid that if we take T'Vondre Sweat, he might mistake me and sack me. Yeah, it would be terrifying. I can't even imagine a 362-pound man falling on top of you. I mean, wow. Yeah.
Who did he go with while we're waiting on this? Who did he go with?
T'Vondre?
He went in the second round, right?
Yeah, it was the second round. I'm not sure where. It was early second, though, I want to say.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. Look at it, 58.
Just a killer. Just the biggest killer of the draft to me right there.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go? I went pretty early.
Green Bay. Dude, Green Bay stealing. Are you kidding me? They take Tavondre Sweat, one of my, believe it or not, Trek Rear is one of my favorite defensive tackle prospects in this draft. And then they take Xavier Leggett just to add insult to injury. I mean, two guys that are high on my radar. Brutal.
Yeah, so the Cards are offering you 137 pick 161, pick 188 for your 112, pick number 112 and 257.
I like what Wump Donkey's saying here. Take Luke McCaffrey at 128. That would fill out the wide receiver room. Yeah, you're right. And you got to still remember, we have Justin Shorter, who lives down the street from me, by the way. I can go talk to him right now if you want me to. And I could figure out where he's at with his hamstring injury, how it's feeling. He was walking his dog the other day. So
seriously?
Looked pretty good. Looked pretty good. I thought it was him.
Okay. Yeah, let's not forget about Justin Shorter.
Rehabbing.
I mean, he's what, 6'4", 220, runs a 4.5. Can you see him out on the field with him, Diggs, Brendan Rice?
Well, I mean, he was the number one receiver in his recruiting class. I know this is, going into college, but this guy was supposed to be an absolute stud. And I think injuries have really hindered him from showcasing his best ability. But he's got the vertical speed, good route runner too, and he's got strong hands. So that's all you want to see.
And then you got Khalil Shakir. I mean, I think we're in good shape with receivers, believe it or not. Jets getting all kinds of calls here. My goodness.
I like it.
Did he say he said let's accept this trade, this one too? Got another one. They basically want you to move down one.
I was saying, no trade.
This is a better deal here, actually.
I think it is.
They're only asking you to move down one. They want somebody bad at pick 114. And they're giving you an earlier pick, 195. Where's that at? And what round is that? Are we in the 6th round by that time? We're in the 6th.
Yeah, the 6th. Yep.
6th rounder. Wide receiver. Let's take a look.
Let's see.
Take a look.
Malik Washington's still on the boat. Ricky Pearsall and Jermaine Burton. Those would be interesting.
Luke McCaffrey, I think, wasn't that who?
Yep, we were just talking about him.
Yep.
Talk about bloodlines. Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Ed McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey's his brother too. I mean, not bad.
That's one running back. You got it, sir.
Oh, Trek Reviewer, you're making my mouth salivate a little bit just thinking about that. That would be something.
What's that?
He says, how about a goal line with Dalton Kincaid, Justin Shorter, Johnny Wilson, Audric Esther? You talk about size. Man, that is as heavy as it gets right there. Heavy package for sure.
Jet fans getting all kinds of picks. They had no second. Check this out. They had the 10th overall. This is what magic can happen. The 10th overall, they had no second round pick. They end up getting the first rounder. They move from 10 down to 29. They get a second round pick. They get a third round pick, 2 third round picks. They have a second round pick in 2025. I mean, DK.
Yeah.
You deserve a promotion, my friend.
I agree. You can go get Braylon Allen right here. Holy smokes, you're adding some size to that running back room. A guy that loves Braylon Allen, by the way, Trek Reviewer, that's one of your favorite prospects.
6'2", 238. Yeah, you need that big compliment to Brees.
Yep.
What's he saying here?
Running back. It is.
All right, let's go.
That's a good pick,
man.
Is
in.
Jets are having an incredible draft. Wow.
With the 114th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft, the New York Jets take Braylon Allen, running back out of Wisconsin. Beautiful.
It's a good draft.
You're making us look bad here. I mean,
you really are. You really are.
I knew the Jets at 10 were going to get so many offers and some magic could happen, and it truly has happened. Here we go.
That's cool, Weston.
What's that?
Look at Jaden Hicks going 128 to Houston. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
So Philly's giving us a call here, and they're saying, hey, you willing to give up? I say no on this.
No.
We're going to reject them right away. We're still a little sour at losing to them last year. Like, don't talk to us right now. All right.
Let's go see receivers.
All right, buddy. You're looking good.
I'm
Another
ready.
receiver. Okay.
I'm
I
ready
think we
to
should
double
look
down.
at we didn't address edge. Rumors have it that maybe AJ Epinesa isn't re-signed. Which I think would be crazy, but that is what I've been hearing as well.
We could take a look at edge, and
Yeah,
then
we'll take a look.
just
All
for
right,
the
you want to
heck
look
of
at
it,
receiver?
we should look at running backs too, just because
Okay.
I
True,
know
true.
Trek Reviewer wants to see if Audric. I think Audric's gone by now. He's got to be gone by now.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if he was still available.
I know Brett was showing his draft today. He drafted.
I like Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky.
I do like that kid a lot. I think he could be an asset in this league for sure. But to me, Luke McCaffrey's got a little more size, and that's an area that I think the Bills want to improve on. So, okay, so those are receivers. So I definitely, if I'm going receiver, I'm going Luke.
Okay. Let me look at running backs.
Let's see.
What was the gentleman you're looking for?
Audric Estime. Yeah, he's definitely gone. He's Notre Dame running back. Yeah, no, there's no way. And then let's look at edge.
Okay.
Javon Solomon. That's a name.
Here. See if anyone I had here.
I really, really like Javon Solomon. I'm very high on him. Talk about Troy's rich history and edge rushers. I know you're going to laugh just thinking about that right now, but DeMarcus Ware, OCU Manura.
I just want to look at something.
Javon Solomon.
No, he's not. I was looking for Darius Robinson, but
he went early. He actually went later than he should have. He went like late in the second round, but yeah, I do like Javon Solomon a lot. He had 16 sacks this past year, Mike.
All right, so we're on the edge.
Yep.
Okay.
He had 2 10-plus sack seasons at
this
Troy.
This is where the simulator is bad. They don't have all their folks updated yet. Come on, don't they know people are doing mock drafts?
He's like 6'4", 250-ish, fast.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about how AJ Epinesa is fast off the line. Javon Solomon is very similar. And honestly, to me, as a pass rusher, that is his specialty. That is something the Bills need, right?
Okay. Hey, you had me at fast.
Yeah. I like Javon here. I also like Luke McCaffrey. Those are my two top choices.
I just feel like who do you think? I don't think McCaffrey sees the field.
I agree.
4th round pick. You got Shorter coming back. I just don't see it. So could you see Solomon playing?
I do.
Again,
yeah. I think at the least he's a role player.
One of our friends is saying they don't want project players. We want somebody, if possible, that could contribute this year. I don't think McCaffrey would.
I definitely think he's oh, look at this. DKB want to trade Bills. He's got someone in mind. Wow. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no here, DKB. Let's go, Javon Solomon.
Roy's saying take it. All right, let's take it. There we go. With the 129th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills take Javon Solomon, edge out of Troy. Welcome to the team.
I'm happy with that pick. That is a guy that I really like. I'm high on him.
All right. So, Mafia, salute your team, your new players in 2024. Byron Murphy, stud. Kalen Bullock at safety. We need it. I mean, stud.
We missed another trade opportunity. DKB wanted to get in on the Vikings there.
Sorry, sir. Brendan Rice. I think he's going to be a stud. Javon Solomon. We'll see. Let's look at the Jets, who had a fantastic job. Oh, my goodness. So they get their offensive tackle. Desperately needed an offensive tackle. They come in with Michael Hall, defensive tackle, in the 2nd round. They get 2 third-rounders, Devontae Walker, wide receiver, Dominic Pooney, offensive guard, and then in the final round, 4th round, they get Braylon Allen, running back out of Wisconsin. And they get the 2025 Detroit Lions 2nd round pick. Fantastic.
It's nice. Yeah.
Oh, he wanted to go. He was going to go with
Nealon.
Nealon, yeah.
Hey, I got a lot of respect for Marshawn Nealon. I'm a Mac guy, Western Michigan kid, so would have been a nice get for sure.
Let's see what the Chiefs did, since I know we have some Chiefs friends in here. So let's take a look. First round, they took offensive guard Graham Barton. Let me go second round over here. Round 2. Did they pick in the second round? Let's see.
No, they did not.
They did
I don't
not.
think so. No.
Third round, I think they went receiver. Oh no, they got Max Melton, cornerback. I know they took a receiver because I think Weston was pretty excited about seeing it. Let me just double check. Could be wrong. It was somebody else that took it. No Chiefs. Yeah, no Chiefs. All right.
Right, reviewer F-
round.
on our first round pick. Holy smokes, he is not a Byron Murphy guy at all.
Wow. Then they take in the fourth round. They took Dwayne Carter. That's the Chiefs. Anyhow, there they are, folks. We're going to send this over to Bean and get this. Make sure he follows the blueprint. I mean, I love it. Come on, what are you talking about here?
Yeah, it's nice. No, I mean, here's the thing. I think 3 of these guys are day one starters. I really do. I think given the circumstances surrounding the Bills, I think Brendan Rice can step in and be a wide receiver too. Is he better than Gabe Davis? Time will tell. I do think he's a bit of a project. He's still raw, but given that we take him in the 3rd round here, probably going to be a day one starter. Javon Solomon is at least a role player. I think this kid is really, really strong. His production was really good at Troy. Like I said, I know it's not a Power 5 school, but this kid has a pro-ready ability. He can get on the field for sure.
I'd love to hear anyone else in the channel as you are out there now. How do you grade that draft? Obviously, we got the F- there. I don't even know if that's a real grade in school. I don't think so. But yeah, I don't think so. I'm pretty excited. Like I said, Jake, early on in the show, when you took Byron Murphy a couple of weeks back, I was like, who the heck's this guy? I forget, one of your friends, was it Scott, was out there and just loved it. I'm like,
yeah,
right,
Scott loved it. Yeah,
I got to check it out and see what the deal is. And then everywhere you watch, everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of podcasts out there doing all their draft prospects, top 10 defensive tackles, top 10 OTs, whatever position you're interested in. And he was always at the top. So, and then one of them, like you said, I know Sweat was out there. I don't have a problem with Sweat. I don't know, but what I heard today was, again, he's going to be limited a little bit because of his conditioning. I mean, he got a 362. It feels like Linville Joseph back in his early days was what? He was like 340 as well, right?
He's still there. Oh, right. Yeah.
So he's a big dude.
Sure.
But he's going to be in first round, first down, second down. Whereas Byron, you could play all 3 if you want. Now the Bills rotate, we know that. So it'll be interesting in the free agency, who they're actually going to fill those gaps with, because we need to bring some folks back in.
I'm trying to get the snap counts right now for Byron Murphy. I'm going to take a look just to see as far as where he did line up for Texas, because I did see him play. This is a dude that took on double teams too, Trek Reviewer. But I want to get the actual snap counts for.
Oh, they actually let you. Let me see this here.
They should let me see that, I believe. Let's see.
They will let you download this. Pretty cool. Save that.
Okay, so snaps by alignment: 127 in the A gap, 294 in the B gap, 11 over tackle, 5 outside tackle, 1 off ball. So I get it. I understand. I think I just feel like he's got way too much talent to pass up on. That's why I'm so excited about it. And I do think that there's a chance that the Bills defense is more of a 4-3 defense this year. I think there's a possibility that we see some of that. I don't think we're going to be totally overhauling and getting rid of the nickel for our base defense, but I can see us maybe playing a little more 4-3. So if that's the case, I think Byron Murphy obviously is a better fit in that sense. And then, hey, who's to say that we don't resign Daquan Jones? Maybe he comes back and plays for us. So then we still have those 2 D tackles, and then we got our nose.
Roy's being a little kind to us, B-. Tomorrow on social media and the news, you're going to hear the Bills have decided to part ways with Mike T. Based on
Yeah.
the draft that happened. Again, I'm the scapegoat. I'll take it. I'll fall on the sword for you,
This
Jake.
is all me, Mike. This is all me. All right. You were the assistant guy.
Well,
I mean, I
I
could maybe
was
throw you as a scapegoat, but
I was talking Byron Murphy up. I was talking your off. So I mean, I got to take a little fault there. If I would told you to go wide receiver and been just as tough on that one, you would have went with the wide receiver. We probably would have ended up like. Did we look at? Would we even have gotten Sweat? He went pretty early, so you would have had to make a move up the board. We wouldn't have
yeah,
gotten
he
him.
went 41 to Green Bay.
Yeah, there's no way we even get him in this draft. Of course, we
Yeah.
didn't know it at the time, but yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get him in the second round.
I liked my other pick, my other draft better on the AFC East Summit, where I did take Byron Murphy at 28, but then
Yeah.
I get Xavier Worthy at 60,
Yeah.
and I'm like, man, I got the 2 Texas Longhorns here. I'm fired up about that. If that happens, I'm over the moon.
So Worthy went at number 45
Right?
to the
Yeah,
Saints.
I think that's probably likely too.
I think Jake is still wants. Yeah, that's going to
Oh,
keep
I
him
do.
up.
I'm
And
salty.
yeah, you can say it's just a mock draft, but this is going to keep Jake up at night. It's going to keep me up a little bit because now we're going to send this
Man, that
blueprint
mock
over to
draft.
Bean, and Mafia is upset with us. Thanks,
I
Big
do
Al.
about 1,000 mock drafts like a day.
Yeah,
But when it comes to the bright lights, right? We're on camera. We got decisions to make. I tried to trade 3 times and I couldn't pull it off. And I think that's what's going to just keep me up tonight,
Oh, DK. DK is kind of like giving us the digs. Who had the
So I'm
better
going to give this
draft?
right to you, DKB. I think you did a tremendous job with your draft. The trades you made, they all made sense. You got back, some day 2 picks too. I mean, you did a really good job, and I think you filled some needs for your team.
And you got
And you
a draft you got a second rounder next year.
yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. But let's just look at this year. If you're subscribing to the theory that you're going for the Super Bowl this year, I mean, it's not a rebuilding year for the Bills. We're going for it. Of these 4 guys that we took, and again, the Bills have like 10 picks in the draft this year. Of course, a lot of them are late rounders. But Murphy's a starter. Bullock's a starter. Rice, probably not a starter, but I don't know. He could work his way into the starting lineup depending on how he plays, depending on how things happen in training camp. And Javon Solomon, what do you think? Not a starter, but
I think rotational.
rotational.
Rotational at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So I like that. And then if you look at the Jets, of course, I think DK said, what do you have? 2 first day 1 starters? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I think I'm
So
gonna find
Tyler
what he said.
Guyton for sure. I think Dominic Pooney, I mean, he's plug and play. He could literally play any position on the offensive line. I thought he did a really nice job there. Tez Walker, he's probably going to get some targets, but he's not going to be a starting receiver for you guys. Michael Hall absolutely fits your scheme. He would be great with you guys. And then Braylon Allen, obviously giving Breece Hall some relief. I think that would be awesome. How do you feel about Izzy Abanikanda, though? That is my question to you, DKB. I was really high on him. That kid moves really well. I know he was like a 5th rounder for you guys. I watched a little bit of him at Pitt, watched some of him last year too in the pros, and I really like that kid too. But Braylon Allen, obviously, nice change of pace at 6'2", 238. I think he's actually bigger than that. Probably, we'll find out, but yeah.
I do think that if we're giving away awards for the best name, Kool-Aid McKinstry. Come on
for
now.
sure. Yeah,
I love the name
definitely.
there. First rounder. So overall, Jake, don't be too disappointed. We got another shot at this. And like Roy says, it's difficult. That's why we like to do these early, because after free agency, it may shape our draft thoughts completely. And if you look back, it's always easy to play armchair GM. But if you look back in that first round, would you have done anything different? You had both Murphy and you had
Brian
Thomas, right? Right. You had
Mhm.
both of them. You had wide receiver and you had DT. The DT, I don't think was as deep, especially with the Bills needing a DT so bad. Wide receiver was deeper. I don't know how we didn't walk away from a wide receiver in the second round.
I know.
But I'm happy we needed safety because our safety room is in trouble. Unless we pick someone up in free agent again. Even Taylor Rapp. Not sure he's back, right?
Yeah, no, there's no guarantees on that.
Yeah.
I just saw this. He's saying Byron Murphy is equal to John McCargo. Come on now. John McCargo, one of the biggest busts in the last 20 years for the Bills. He's right up there with Eric Flowers. Don't do that to me. Come on now. Definitely not. Byron Murphy, this dude's pro ready. He's Aaron Donald 2.0. I'm going to say it right now. Okay. Aaron Donald 2.0. Boom.
I was sorry. I was bringing up Chad here. Chad's just like, yeah, we kind of mentioned that earlier, Chad. Yeah, 30 million more than last year. I mean, that's going to give your Chiefs what I think you were 20 million under the cap. Now they're 50 million under the cap, or at least. I did ask Weston. I want to get your opinion, Chad. What do you think? There's been rumors that Mike Evans, you guys are the front runners for Mike Evans in free agency. What's your thoughts on that? And then, yeah, Darius Robinson was definitely on my list.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he was there either. I think Darius Robinson's a first-round pick. I don't know why I keep seeing him go in the second round on some of these mock drafts. It makes zero sense to me. That dude is next level, and what he did at the Senior Bowl was super impressive too. So I feel like he solidified himself as a first-rounder. I think he actually might go to 29 to Detroit. I think that'd be a good fit for them and for him.
Roy said earlier, it's early. Yeah, normally like he always gives a hard time for going long. And we already an hour and a half. I was hoping I thought this would be an hour, but it's fun with the trades, Jake. I mean,
it is.
And it's funny how serious we take this. As if it's
I mean, my heart's racing a little bit here, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like we're the ones making these picks, and this is the future of the Buffalo Bills. Now he's talking about Mike. I mean, come on now. What the heck?
Still makes me nervous about Mike Evans with the age and his demand. If someone can make it work, it's Veach.
Brett Veach. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with that. I definitely do, Chad. I think the thing with his age, like he's not slowing down. This dude just led the league in touchdown catches and had, 1,300 yards receiving. Like he's still unbelievable. And there are times where he'll drop some easy ones, but he makes up for it and then some. And he is a top 5, maybe top 7-ish receiver in the NFL.
I don't think Mike Evans is going to go to the Chiefs. Does not shell out money like crazy, even though he's 1,000 yards a year guaranteed. I don't know. I mean,
I would agree with that. I understand, not shelling out the money just because you're only going to get maybe 3 more seasons out of him realistically. So where he's going to produce at that high level. So I understand it. I definitely do.
All right. So Weston's saying he'd be shocked if that happens. And I still think Tampa will.
I hope they do. I want to see him. I really do want to see him stay in Tampa. I think that'd be cool for him to finish his career as a Buccaneer. And Baker wants to stay in Tampa. If they re-sign Mike Evans, they bring back Baker. They got some nice pieces there. Baker had his best season as a pro this past year. A lot of people sleeping on him still.
Trigger for you saying the next thing you want to trade is Josh Allen.
Oh, stop it. It's wild, though. Josh's rookie year, Nathan Peterman gets a start over Josh Allen. How crazy is that? And that was that Chargers game. He came in and he just took over from there. Wild.
Let me say this. I am very confident in your draft, Jake. I know I'm out the door tomorrow. They're letting me go, but I still think it's a fantastic draft. And I'm sending this to Bean because I'd be happy. Yeah. I'd be happy with those guys.
I'll tell you this. If we have those guys on our defense in that Chiefs game, do we win that game?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep. 100%. And we talked about the receiver. I don't need to keep talking about it, but you got Justin Shorter. There's nothing short about that young man.
Right.
Now you add in Brendan Rice, 6'3".
Khalil Shakir. No one's talking about how well he developed either. I feel like he's not getting enough credit. Khalil Shakir is a legitimate receiver in this league. We have found our slot guy.
Yeah.
Like, that is our dude. And we still have Dalton Kincaid, who's another bigger receiver, if you will, and Dawson Knox. So we still have weapons. Yeah. But obviously, it would just be nice to find that guy that's going to replace Stephon Diggs as that true number 1 guy.
Yeah, and if the rumors are true, which is very interesting, if they were to trade Steph, I don't know what you think might happen there. Like, what was the rumor you heard? Steph, did they put it out there like Steph goes to a certain team? What do we get in return? Be interesting.
I've seen the Giants just because they have those 2 second-round picks. I saw him going for a second rounder and some other compensatory picks and stuff like that. So I've seen that been thrown around a little bit. There was one, it was like the Bears, their 9th overall pick. The Bills trade Steph and then I think their first round pick for their 9th overall pick, then like one of their second round picks and a bunch of other stuff. And that one was wild too. But could you imagine the Bears having DJ Moore and Steph Diggs, and then you bring in Caleb Williams to draft him? Like they might be favored in the NFC North at that point.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you said we get their 9th pick or something like that? 9th overall this year?
Yep. It would be this year, yeah. But it would be Steph and then our first rounder for their 9th overall. And then there were some other picks involved in that too. But I've seen a couple of those thrown around. And
you got your wide receiver of choice at that point.
Yeah, for sure. You can go get Roma Dunze at that point.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors, one of those guys.
Let's see here. Big cap hit if we trade Diggs, so isn't there?
Yeah, so I think he's owed $27 million this year. So I think part of the trade there obviously would have to be that team taking on some of Steph's cap hit. You know, they would definitely have to take on some of his salary, whatever that is. I don't know how that all really works with the inner workings in the front office and all that. But if anyone could do it, Brandon Beane can. He's a wizard with that stuff.
Remember, we once had a number 1 receiver that was taken in the 7th round. So it is interesting, like when you, right, you've asked this trivia question multiple times. Of the receiving core, who was the top drafted receivers? And that was Gabe Davis in the 3rd round. Steph Diggs what was he?
Steph was a 5th rounder.
Fifth rounder.
Yeah.
And Khalil was a 5th rounder, although a lot of people said he should have been a 3rd rounder as well. Justin Shorter was a 5th rounder. So, yeah, good things come. And we got Brendan Rice in the 4th. So,
yeah,
I'm excited. Let's go.
I mean, the Rams get Puka Nacua in the 5th last year, right? Like, it's possible. So, I think you see where they're drafted, and right away you're immediately expecting these expectations, right? You have these high expectations. They're going to be a 1,000-yard receiver right off the bat, this, that, and other. And there are guys that fall on these draft boards for whatever reason, and they are sleepers, and they show out their rookie years. So,
did you have any insight to Puka? Was he on your radar at all?
Not at all. Not in the least. Yeah. Just in training camp, I know that people were talking about him, and obviously Cooper Kupp with the injury, it kind of allowed him to jump into the spotlight there, and he took it and he ran with it.
If we trade Diggs, then we have no number 1 receiver.
I agree, Roy.
Probably not smart.
I agree. I'm not for it. Yeah, I think
since I'm being the one walked out the door, I'm saying why not? I mean, what has he done in when it's mattered towards the end of the season? And
that's the thing. Yeah.
And he never says he never says anything good about Josh when he's interviewed. He never says anything good about Buffalo. Roy, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm a little sick of it. And I know people are going to defend him, and I have nothing against Steph. I just wish, you hear the enthusiasm that Josh Allen talks about him with, right? But Steph doesn't really seem to show the same amount. You know what I mean? He said you could walk out the door.
I'm walking out the door right after we get off here. As a matter of fact, I'm walking out the door and going to eat some food. But yeah, I'll be released by the Bills as the assistant GM tomorrow. But I'm just saying, man, all that you said we're going to potentially get, the wide receiver number 1 that you talked about, who would have been your wide receiver 1? If you had the choice of wide receivers, who would that have been?
Oh, Marvin Harrison, 100%.
Okay, so we went and got Marvin at 9, but some of those other top ones were there. And then you would have
Roma Dunze would have been that guy for sure.
Then you would still gotten Murphy. And heck, you could have still taken you could have taken another wide receiver in the 2nd round. So I don't know, Roy. Number 1 receiver.
He says Brian Dable will hire you.
Brian's oh yeah. Getting the call right now. People are seeing, they know I'm walking out the door tomorrow, so I'm getting the call.
He's calling you up. Yeah.
Exactly. Mike, we'll take you, man. Come on over. You keep it real.
How about JJ McCarthy, by the way, going at 12 here to Denver? Very interesting. He's moved up a lot of draft boards. I think people are really fascinated with him, just the way that he processes the game. He is a pro-style quarterback, and a lot of people are definitely moving him up on their boards.
All right.
Where
Well,
did Roma Dunzy go, by the way?
Which one?
Where did Roma Dunzy go?
Where would you have expected him to go?
He went at 10. That's right. He went to the Lions at 10. Okay. Yep.
Well, let's talk about so there's Jake, I don't know what do you got planned on the EFC East Summit this Tuesday? What do you got planned over there this week?
Well, you're gonna love this. I'm gonna highlight interior defensive linemen. So I'm not going to talk about Byron Murphy because we already had Anthony highlight him, but I will be talking about our guy, Tavontre Sweat. So you will see a little bit of that tomorrow at 8 p.m. Don't want to miss that one, Trek Reviewer. And then I know the other guys, they got some positions picked out. Now, unfortunately, we did get slapped on the wrist by YouTube because they don't like us using highlights and film and stuff like that. So we're going to have to find a way to get around that. Probably use PowerPoint, talk about them. But yeah, no, I think it'll be a fun show tomorrow. I'm excited for it.
And again, that's it's not tomorrow. It's Tuesday. Tuesday.
You're right.
5
I'm already
o'clock.
saying it. Yeah.
5
right.
o'clock
Tuesday.
Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
And then same night we have the Sabres Edge, Buffalo Sabres. By the way, I didn't see what happened. It was tied 1-1.
They won in a shootout.
So
3-2.
Sammy is 3-0 with the bag. For those that don't know,
yeah.
One of our co-hosts wore the paper bag because the Sabres have been struggling, and now the bag is 3-0. He might have to bring it back. So that show goes off at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, Tuesday nights as well. You got Timmy and Sam. That's going to be fun to watch because we've been talking about it in our Discord. By the way, I totally forgot to mention, we have a giveaway going on, and I don't know what's the deal. I don't know why Trek Reviewer, I don't know why Roy, I don't know why I don't see any of these guys joining the Discord. Chad, get in our Discord. Weston, join our Discord. There's a link in our description. $100 giveaway to Big Stitch Embroidery and what's the full name?
Big Stitching Embroidery and Apparel. So it's my cousin's company. He does custom designs, you name it, hats, shirts, sweatshirts. He made polo for us with Nickel City Mafia gear. We're going to be getting some more of that, which I'm excited about. He's going to actually have a featured spot for Nickel City Mafia merchandise. So if you do want to support our channel, you're more than welcome to do so. Order some of that, but you can also order your own custom print things as well. So it's pretty cool.
Did he, is that discount official that you shared with me?
It is, yeah. So he hasn't,
NCM5?
I don't think he's gotten it up yet, but yes, NCM5, and we'll get you 5% off of your order. And then obviously
join the Discord.
Yeah,
I mean, join the Discord, $100, and you basically you go. There's a thread there. It's there's a giveaway thread, so you got to find that thread. Go in there, say hi, and then say hi to us on one of the other threads. We got Bills, fantasy football, golf, everything you want to talk about sports related. Heck, and if we don't have it, we'll start the thread and start talking about it.
Oh yeah.
So join the Discord. We're talking, every day of the week, people are putting things out there. We want to grow that, and $100 on some merch. Are you kidding me? And to support a local business in Buffalo, Jake's cousin. Got to do it.
Yeah. How about this one? If we move up to 9 and Joe Alt is still there, do we take him and move Doc? No. We're taking Roma Dunzy there, Trek Reviewer. We got to do that, right? No way. He said he thought he was in our Discord.
Trek Reviewer, if you are, you haven't been. I don't even know what your name is. I've never seen you.
Yeah. So show yourself.
Yeah.
Chad, appreciate you.
And Chad, it's not all just Bill's merch. So join the Discord. Weston, you too. He does custom work as well. And yes, I have. Weston, I mentioned that earlier. Because
he's awesome.
I mentioned it. Yep.
Yeah, he's very good. He takes a very unbiased approach to things too, which I really do appreciate. You got to give respect to other fan bases, other players, etc. And I think he does a really good job of kind of looking from the outside in. So yes, go definitely take a look at Arrowhead Addict. He's awesome. Try to get him on this show. We should try to do it.
Well, they got a few people on that show, and Matt was his name. I shared a link with you guys. Let me get his name correctly here. He was on the show with was it One Bills Live with Tasker and the other gentleman?
Oh yeah, yep.
And
Matt Perino.
No, it wasn't Matt Perino. It was
Matt Verderame.
Verderame.
I thought you were talking about the Bills. Yeah.
So there's like 3 or 4. I see multiple people on the Arrowhead Addict channel, but Matt comes on and he's a beat writer, and yeah, he did a really good show with Tasker and that. So I do respect that channel for sure. Yep, that's it, Weston.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My name is the same. Okay, we'll check it out. Trek Reviewer. I'll see, and you can check as well. Verify. But get in the Discord, please, guys. Come on, don't pass up on this information. This opportunity for some
I
free
love it.
merch.
Yeah, Steve Tasker from Kansas. Whereabouts in Kansas, Weston? Where are you from? I know you said Brees Hall too was not too far from you. Pretty cool.
That was cool.
It's easier to be biased when your team has won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Yeah, that's definitely true, Roy. Definitely true. Yep. Wichita. Cool. Wichita State, baby. Let's go.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, Jake. I mean, it's the rush hour never keeps it to an hour. It was a great show tonight. There's going to be more of this. There's going to be some free agency talk. I know we've been kind of shying away from it. We talked about it a few weeks back, but we don't think we'll be big players. But once we'll need to talk about who we think we're going to re-sign. Got like 25 UFAs, unrestricted free agents, who we see filling some of these gaps. And then again, we'll continue to do mock drafts, and especially it's going to be fun after free agency to kind of see how it shapes our mindset around the drafts going forward. So good stuff. Thank you. Any closing thoughts for you? And by the way, if you're new to the channel, I always forget. Should help me out. Remember this, Jake. Please like, comment, and drop a nickel on that subscribe button. Drop 2, 3, 4, 5. Just drop it. It's free. Take the nickel back. Drop it on the subscribe button. Take the nickel back. It's all good.
We'll be talking about this a little bit, but John Robert, I wanted to pull up his comment. This is from very beginning of the show, but he gave us the official schedule for the NFL Combine starting this week on the 29th, Leap Day. Thursday, D-line and linebackers, 3 p.m. Then we have Friday, DBs and tight ends. Saturday, quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs. So I'm really excited. This is going to be an awesome NFL Combine. So it's always good to watch. So definitely tune in later on this week to that. We'll be talking about it.
It's going to be interesting to see who rises, who falls. Combine, people shoot up the board, people drop down the board. So it'll be interesting. For
sure. By the way, Steve Tasker, put him in the Hall of Fame, please.
Yes, please.
It's time. He needs to get in.
Yep, 100%. All right, everyone, that's it. Let's go. We'll see you Wednesday night. You'll see Jake Tuesday. You check out the AFC Summit. And what do we got there? Mr. Josh Allen?
Mr. Steve Tasker.
Oh, it's right on the right somewhere there. Love it.
Yeah.
I see it. It's on my right. Well, maybe not.
Yep.
Have a good night, everyone.
Hey, go Bills.
Go Bills.